AJ Lawson, the highly athletic Brampton, Ontario native, has come into the Raptors 905 system and become a G League All-Star, playing a major role in the 905's turnaround this season. I'm Coty Wiles. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I think we do great work over here at Raptors Republic, covering the Toronto Raptors and the Raptors 905. With that out of the way, let's get into it. I want to begin with the intangibles that the 24-year-old has because they are special. Lawson is one of the best athletes to ever play in a 905 jersey over their decade-long history, possessing elite speed, burst, and leaping ability. You can just watch the tape to see that, but to provide some numbers, back at the 21-22 Combine, Lawson had the fastest three-quarter court sprint, the 5th fastest shuttle run, and a top 10 vertical jump. One of the best scorers in the G League, I tracked every single shot of the G League All-Stars 20-game run with the 905 thus far, and his most efficient play type, which fits right in with how the Raptors themselves want to play by the way, is his ability to finish at the rim in transition. Lawson uses that special athleticism to get out and run. He plays at such a fast pace, getting out in transition, and is really dynamic when he's in the open floor. At the rim in transition, Lawson is shooting a whopping 70.6% as he is able to either just simply outrun dudes or use his gift to rise over moving defenders and finish. He also loves to leak out, generating a bunch of easy buckets, as these transition points are AJ's bread and butter and will be one of the more prominent things that translates the most from his game to the big leagues. Getting downhill is what AJ does, and he knows it. He told me, quote, "Just being aggressive. I feel like my athleticism is going to carry me forward. Keep being a force in the paint. I feel like if I go up strong, I'm either going to get fouled or I'm going to finish. That's my mindset," unquote. In the half court, Lawson's best ability is what he can do off the ball. His movement is fantastic, constantly relocating, stampede cutting, and pressing advantages. He can also catch and shoot, which we will get to in a little bit, all while being a fantastic cutter. I've been super impressed with his ability to set up defenders and time his cuts from a variety of angles, using that burst to create separation and get downhill. On off-ball cuts that result in Lawson finishing at the rim, he's hitting at a 50% clip. This is just another way that AJ can utilize his freaky athleticism in a half-court setting, as with his quick first step and the defense already moving, he's able to attack closeouts and create from there. Lawson's transition game and cutting ability fit right into what Coach Darko Rajakovic wants out of his offense and overall what the Toronto Raptors are looking for. Another massive bright spot in AJ's tenure with the 905 has been his three-point shooting. He's taking a big step in that regard, shooting the best he ever has, averaging a career-high 39.7% on over 6 attempts per game, which puts him inside the top 30 of players in the G League who have played at least 10 games and have taken at least 4 attempts. This pleasant surprise has raised Lawson's ceiling as a player, especially with the way he's scoring these threes. The majority has been off the catch, as all but 12 of his threes have been catch and shoot, which bodes well transitioning into the NBA and adds just yet another layer to his off-ball game. He's been spraying it efficiently and evenly from all over the floor, hitting at a 41.5% clip from the corners and a 39.2% clip from above the break. The corner efficiency was low to begin his tenure in Mississauga, but over the last 6 or 7 games, he has been nearly automatic from there. It's not all completely standstill or little movement shots either, as he's shown flashes of being able to make heavy movement threes, going 39.3% on the 28 attempts he's taken. He also does show flashes of some pull-up shooting, going 4 of 12 from distance off the dribble. That's what I envision AJ Lawson's role being on offense, a springy two-guard off the ball who uses his movement to cut and finish, can catch and shoot with some movement, and overall is a monster in transition. In the G League, it allows players to do more with the ball in their hands, however, and AJ has been getting those opportunities, even though it's been a bit of a mixed bag. Despite finishing 50% of the time at the rim off cuts, he's only converting 37.3% of the time on drives specifically, bringing his overall half-court at-rim numbers down to 42.1%. Listed at 179 pounds, the Raps' two-way can struggle with absorbing contact, whether that's at the rim or trying to get to the rim. He can also sometimes get out of control when attacking, getting pushed off his drives, and throwing up some ill-advised shots. Adding strength to his 6'6" wiry frame, in my opinion, is the biggest improvement area needed for Lawson, as that will help him on defense as well, which we will get to. While he maybe doesn't absorb the contact the best, he sure does draw contact quite a bit. His speed and ability to attack from multiple points on the floor has AJ averaging nearly 4 fouls drawn per game, a top 30 mark in the G. AJ is a score-first guy, so naturally the assist numbers aren't quite there. His 1.07 assist to turnover ratio is 250th in the G League, another signal that his role might be more suited for off the ball. He wants to get downhill and to the rim, and for good reason, but forcing it to some degree has resulted in some unneeded turnovers and not many assists. He has shown some flashes of some nice skip passes and making quick decisions, and in a smaller role in the NBA when he isn't relied on to score as much, him playing within the flow more could help in that aspect, bumping up his efficiency in the process. Overall in offense, he's been a big positive. His 20 points per game is the best on the 905 and top 20 in the G League. His 112.8 offensive rating also tops the junior Raps and is a top 40 mark in the G, and he has a true shooting percentage north of 60%. Defensively, long story short, it's been a mixed bag and overall needs improvement. His 111.2 defensive rating is one of the worst on the 905 and 259th in the G. Adding strength to his frame will be the biggest thing he can do, as he just generally gets moved too easily, despite often beating players to the spot with his quickness. He's pretty much locked in on guarding 1s and 2s, as with his frame, quickness, and lack of physical play style on that end, his skill set applies much better to guarding guards rather than wings. Especially with how his screen navigation has improved since he's been on the 905, which I think is the biggest improvement he's seen on that end of the floor, as his agility and ability to get skinny have been on full display. He also has quick hands and is able to poke the ball away freely. There are other technique things that could get cleaned up, like staying grounded and not being so jumpy, but because of his overall athleticism, I think there's a path to being a neutral defender. After going 5-11 in the tip-off tournament, the 905 are off to one of their best starts into regular season history, and that's largely thanks to AJ's play. He's propped up the 905's offense at times and has the ability to create his own shot while being able to still slide off the ball and contribute. Yes, there are concerns passing and defense-wise, but when his role is switched with the big club, those things could and should be improved on. His elite athleticism, cutting ability, and transition play fit right into what the Toronto Raptors want to do, and with more time opening up on the Dinos after the trade deadline, the kid from Brampton deserves a shot to show what he can do. I'll leave you with this quote from 905 head coach Drew Jones. AJ puts in a ton of work, so when the ball goes in, it's no secret to me. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. These things take a long time to do, and there's clips that you just won't get anywhere else other than right here at Raptors Republic. I did one of these videos on Ora Shamshay's start to the 905 season, so if you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. As always, I'm Coty Wiles, and I'm out.